There's a silent epidemic among men today, one that saps strength, drains purpose, and derails destiny. It is not a virus nor a war, but a mental and spiritual disease, sacrificing your power for the illusion of women. Not women in their real, sacred, divine form, but a projection of them. The fantasy, the lust, the pedestal. Men are giving their time, energy, money, and even identity chasing something that doesn't exist. The illusion. You were not born to serve an illusion. You were not forged in the fire of life to kneel at the altar of approval, desire, or validation. You were built to lead, to create, to conquer, to master yourself. But that path gets hijacked when the masculine forgets who he is. And when he forgets, he starts sacrificing everything for what he thinks he needs most. Her. Not the real woman, but the dream of her. Her attention, her body, her validation, her presence, her pleasure, her praise. Women are not the problem. Illusions are. There is a massive difference between a woman and the illusion of a woman. One is flesh and spirit. The other is fantasy and projection. What most men chase is not her essence, but her image, the body, the curves, the Instagram filter, the OnlyFans page, the way she makes them feel seen, even if for a moment. This illusion is amplified by porn, pop culture, media, and societal conditioning. Men are bombarded with hypersexualized images of women, flawless, seductive, always available. And they start to believe that to be fulfilled, they must have that. They start to believe women are the goal, the prize, the meaning. But a woman is not the meaning of your life. You are. Your purpose is. Your mission is. Your inner flame is. When you forget that, you trade your purpose for pleasure. You trade your grind for a glance. You trade your legacy for lust. This illusion is dangerous because it demands sacrifice. You begin to give up what's sacred inside of you for something that can never fulfill you. You worship what can't save you. You feed what will never love you back. A man disconnected from his core, his purpose, his truth, his discipline, is easy prey for illusions. When a man does not know who he is, he seeks himself in others, in women, in desire, in sex, in attention, in praise. This is not love. This is leakage. The masculine was designed to hold space, to penetrate the world with vision, to lead, to build. But when that masculine is undisciplined, unfocused, and uninitiated, it gets seduced by the world's distractions, especially the illusion of women. The modern man is programmed to believe that his worth is measured by the women he can attract, that his masculinity is validated by how much sex he can have, that his status is reflected in how many women desire him. This is spiritual slavery. You begin to perform. You begin to chase. You begin to mold yourself, not around truth, but around attention. You become a puppet, a simp, a slave to her mood, her desire, her beauty, her illusion. You buy what you can't afford. You beg for what you don't need. You lie about who you are. You suppress your power to keep her around. And in doing so, you betray yourself. Your sexual energy is not a toy. It is not a weakness. It is not a burden. It is a source of divine creative power. It's what builds empires, crafts visions, fuels purpose, and brings life into form. When you spill it chasing illusions, you dishonor the very essence of what makes you a man. Sexual energy is sacred fire. When retained, refined, and redirected, it turns into ferocious focus, courage, discipline, clarity, and divine magnetism. It is the engine of your legacy. But when squandered through lust, through porn, through excessive ejaculation, through obsessive pursuit of women, you lose your edge. You become dull, weakened, passive, depleted. You trade power for pleasure, and you end up with neither. This is not about hating women. This is about respecting your energy so deeply that you stop giving it to fantasies, illusions, and manipulation. The man who honors his seed, his breath, his attention, and his time becomes unstoppable. He is feared and respected by those who worship illusion because he sees through it. Let's destroy that illusion right now. The cost of sacrificing for illusion. Let's be real. Here's what you've already given up chasing illusions. Time you can never get back. Money you should have invested in yourself. Energy that could have built a business, body, or vision. Self-respect through begging, simping, or compromising your values. Focus that was meant for your purpose. Peace that was sacrificed for her chaos. Strength that was eroded with every fake. Yes, you said to please her. You were not designed to serve illusion. You were meant to dominate reality. Chasing women who don't honor you, don't see you, or don't respect your mission is like pouring water into a broken cup. No matter how much you give, it will never be enough. When you pedestalize a woman, you place her above your purpose. You invert your natural order, and that inversion will always cost you. Because the moment you make her the goal, you forget who you are. The paradox is this. The more you chase women, the more they run. The more you pursue purpose, the more women chase you. Why? Because feminine energy is drawn to power, not desperate power, not controlling power, but authentic, embodied, focused masculine power. When you become a man on fire, with mission, with depth, with discipline, you stop chasing and start magnetizing. You attract, not because you're trying, but because you're becoming. Women admire men who respect themselves, who stand firm in their truth, who don't flinch for beauty, who don't betray their vision for validation, who can say no to sex, to drama, to manipulation, to illusion. Your boundaries are your crown. A man without boundaries is a man who has forgotten his throne. Every man must pass through the fire of humiliation, heartbreak, and rejection. It is part of the masculine journey. But the true test is what you do after that pain. Do you crawl back to illusion? Or do you wake up? There is a point where you must draw the line and say, never again. Never again will I trade my power for a compliment. Never again will I sacrifice my routine for her attention. Never again will I give what is sacred to someone who can't receive it. Never again will I pedestalize what bleeds and breathes and breaks like me. This is your masculine initiation. The death of the boy and the rise of the man. The boy chases. The man leads. The boy begs. The man builds. The boy reacts. The man responds. The boy seeks love. The man becomes it. This is about reclaiming your time, your seed, your name, your mind. The real feminine is not found in lust. She is found in presence, in honesty, in stillness, in sacred polarity. But to receive her, you must first become whole in yourself. You must transcend the illusion. That means quitting porn, practicing semen retention, saying no to meaningless flings, honoring your word and your schedule, facing your emotional wounds, accepting rejection with strength, choosing vision over validation, valuing truth over attention. This is not easy, but neither is living a life of spiritual poverty, where your value is dictated by the next woman's text message or the next swipe on your phone. The woman you truly want, the embodied feminine, will not come to man who is still worshiping shadows. She will be drawn to the one who has mastered himself. Until you become that man, every woman you attract will only reflect your brokenness. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and share this video. This is a call to the warriors, to the men who are tired of wasting themselves, to those ready to transmute lust into legacy, to stop bleeding for what doesn't feed you, to stop dying on altars of false gods, to rise. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are not late. But you must choose. You must choose to protect your energy like it's gold. You must protect your vision like it's divine. You must protect your seed like it's royal blood, because it is. Your kingdom is waiting. Your name is waiting. Your soul is waiting. You cannot rise while kneeling before illusion. You cannot be free while enslaved by lust. You cannot lead while chasing approval. There comes a moment in every man's life when he must decide comfort or greatness, illusion or truth, chasing or creating, lust or legacy. That moment is now. No more simping. No more spilling. No more sacrificing for illusions. No more performing. No more begging. No more chasing shadows. Rise as a man of fire, not thirst. Be dangerous in your discipline. Be relentless in your focus. Be unapologetic in your boundaries. Be sovereign in your power. And when you no longer need her, she will appear, not as illusion, but as truth. Until then, the choice is yours. Keep chasing illusions or wake up and reclaim your power.